This is the spoon I used to serve myself with, and I will use it as a shovel. I wonder what masala means. Masala. Oh, it's just pulling up Indian restaurants. It can't just mean spice. What the heck? Masala meaning in English. No, masala, Hindi to English. Someone help me here. Does it just mean spice? I really wanted it to mean like Earth's flavor. That would be good. That would be good. I don't think it means that though. Woo! Hello my honeys, it's Emmy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Emmy. I'm a nutritionist and the creator of the Slim on Starch program where my clients lose anywhere from the last few pounds to way more than that. So if you are interested in working with me and my team, make sure that you go to healthyemmy.org or you can just click the link in the down bar. Also make sure that you hit subscribe and you turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified every time the freshest news on plant-based weight loss is coming at you live, honeys. Okay, today is another mukbang! Yeah! And it's an Indian food mukbang. So, before I start, I want to give a massive shout out to Darbar, India in Connecticut, in Branford, Connecticut. So I'm from the Boston area, but every year my mom and I go down to the Connecticut shoreline. This place is far from where we are, but I make the drive, honey, and let me tell you why. Manju. Manju is the owner of the restaurant, and she is the sweetest person on the face of the earth. In my program, I give out a restaurant call script. One of the first times I ever used the restaurant call script was with Manju at Darbar, India, and she hooks it up. And she, like when I went to Australia, she kept in touch with me. She would text me just to check up on me. And I texted her about making us something. And, she'll be like, oh, your mom, wishing me a Merry Christmas. She's just the sweetest person on earth. And she always makes sure that everything is oil-free and vegan. And she said to me, I hardly ever eat non-veg myself, so I enjoy doing it leisurely at home with all of my love. She's the sweetest human on earth. So this is all vegan and oil-free. And if you live in Connecticut, what I want you to do is go here and just say, Healthy Emmy sent me. And they will know exactly what needs to happen. And make sure that it's totally oil-free and vegan and delicious. Say, Healthy Emmy sent me, and you'll be taken care of by Manju. And no, I'm not getting a kickback for this. This place rocks. So massive shout out to her. So we have aloo gobi, which is cauliflower and potato, banyan barta, which is eggplant and peas, sag mushroom, which is the bomb. It is spinach and mushroom, and then chana masala, which is chickpeas, and there's some potatoes in there, and then I have basmati rice, which looks like so fluffy, it's unreal. Okay, so this is the sag mushroom, banyan barta, aloo gobi, chana masala, yeah! So I'm gonna dig into all this, and I took some notes on my phone of what I wanted to talk about. I love talking about the topics that people, you're like, oh my God, nobody is here to help me with this. I'm here to help you with it. So yeah, I wanna talk about fear about eating carbs or eating a certain type of food or eating at certain times, just any fears around food, because I work with so many people who say, I want to live this lifestyle. I want to eat an abundance of whole plant foods. I want to do it. But whatever comes after the but is some food rule. But I feel like carbs make me fat. But I'm afraid to eat before 4 p.m. because I do intermittent fasting. And then whatever it is, I'm afraid to stop counting calories. I'm afraid to stop tracking macros. It's some rule and fear that is intertwined that's keeping somebody from taking the action. So what I usually find is that they're waiting, right? They're waiting to feel ready. What they're trying to do is think their way into acting. So let me explain to you what is going on here, and then explain to you how to get yourself out of it. If you are like, yes, Emmy, I want to do slim on starch, I want to do this, I want to eat these types of foods and live this life and be free from food thoughts and just be nourished and losing weight or just maintaining your weight, whatever it is for you, I want to do this, but I'm afraid of carbs, I'm afraid to stop counting calories, whatever it is, let me explain to you why it's happening. And let me take a bite of this. I'm gonna start with the aloo gobi. That's the stuff. Very good. So I'll explain to you why it's happening. This is what is happening. Right now, you don't have any proof that doing it a different way is going to get you desired results, right? So think of it like this. Taking off your shirt. Taking off your shirt. Okay, there are many ways to take off your shirt. You can do one of these, where you like put your arms in and then you take it off, or you can do one of these, right? Both of these methods get your shirt off. This seems like a provocative metaphor. This is a family channel. I just want to make that clear. Anyway, back to what I was saying. And I need to take a bite, otherwise I won't eat. I'll just talk the whole time. Anyway, both of these methods work, right? But what if for your whole life you were doing this method? You were putting your arms in, taking your shirt off that way. Just because one method works doesn't mean that another method doesn't work. Both of the methods that I just talked about will get your shirt off, but what if you never knew that that was an option? And then all of a sudden you hear that you can do it, you see other people doing it, but you're afraid to try it yourself. And you're waiting to feel ready. You're waiting to feel ready to do it, right? Well, I hate to break to you, but you're never gonna feel ready. So this is what's going on, is that you lack proof that what you wanna do is going to work. You see it with other people. That's, yeah, great for them. That's good. I mean, that's evidence that it works for them, but it's not gonna work for me. This is what you tell yourself. You say it works for their body, but I've messed up my metabolism. I've been counting calories forever. I just have such a fear of carbs. It just won't work for me. And I know my body, it's just not gonna work for me. Honey, if I had a dime for every time I heard that. So listen, what do you do? So it makes sense to you now why you're so afraid to do this new thing, because you have no proof that it's gonna work on you. Well, here's what you need to do. You can't wait until you're ready, because you're never gonna feel ready, because you can't think your way into acting. You can only act your way into thinking. You can't think your way into acting, you can only act your way into thinking. The only way that you are going to believe, yes, I can do this, I can eat all this food, I can eat carbs, I can lose weight without counting calories. The only way that you're gonna believe that is when you have that hardcore evidence. And the only way to get hardcore evidence is to get results, which means you just have to dive in and do it. Whoa. Sag mushroom might be my favorite. I just took a bite of ginger, like pure ginger. My immune system's gonna be firing. So back to what I was saying. You lack evidence, right? You lack the hardcore evidence that what you want to do is going to work for you. And the only way to get that evidence is to get the results. So now we have the bridge. Okay, I know that I'm not taking action, and I need to take action in order to change my mindset. Taking action, that's really scary though. You know, it's easier said than done. And this is why I have an entire program, and this is why I work with people and why I have a mindset coach and a nutrition coach. And these people have backgrounds as therapists and registered dietitians. This is why it takes a village, because it's really scary to do that. And I can appreciate that. And I want you to know, if you're watching this video and you're like, it's scary, and I know it sounds stupid, but I'm scared to eat before 3 p.m. Whatever it is for you, or it sounds so stupid, but I'm afraid to eat a banana because it's so high in carbs. It sounds stupid, but I'm afraid to have oatmeal for breakfast because whatever. It does not sound stupid. I hear it all day long from people that then we start working together. I don't hear it from my current clients or people that have finished the program, but I hear it so often from people that are becoming my client. And it's so common. And I'm so proud of these people for being on the phone with me, because it shows to me that they're walking across that bridge and they're taking that action. This is really good. And I am really enjoying mukbangs. I want some more of the mushroom. The mushroom one's my fave. I don't really like rice. I'm just having the rice because I feel like I should. But not a huge rice girl. The sad mushroom is so good. I don't dislike rice. It's fine. But potatoes. Am I right? Or am I right? It's just so important to realize that you can't do this alone. I also talk with a lot of people who say, I swore I was going to do it. I was going to do it alone. And I was like, I can do this. I'm smart. I'm capable. I can do this. But it takes a village. And when you think of the most successful people in the world, they all had mentors. They all had help. They all had people that helped them get to where they wanted to be. You think about Oprah or Steve Jobs. All of these people had mentors. They didn't get there on their own. And there's nothing shameful about that. Asking for help is what allows you to become great. And I'm always so honored when somebody chooses me and opens up their life to me to be a part of it. And I get so excited because I can see the transformation that you're about to undergo and how you deserve it so much. And it's just so rewarding when you finally get there and you're like, oh my God, this was in my reach. It was within my reach all this time. This Indian food is really good, Manju. You killed it. This is next day, too. It reheats so well. And this also goes along the lines of, I have clients who, so I have a 6-month master's program that comes after the 8-week program. And the reason why I have that is because I want to ensure, in the 8-week program, 8 weeks, slim on starch, you get that foundation down. You know how to lose the weight. You are locked and loaded for that. But I want to make sure that you can move into that gray area and that you can do it for the rest of your life, because if you can't do something for the rest of your life, you shouldn't do it at all. And what I often find is that people are really nervous to move into that gray area. They got it down. They got it down. But then when things like vacations or birthdays or weddings, that kind of stuff comes up, they don't know what to do, and it turns into this big binge fest because it's been so black and white, and this goes along with the food rules that you probably came to this video with. I can't have carbs. I can't eat after this time. I can't eat before this time. This meal has to have this, that, whatever. It's very black and white and very, this is what you do. And if you go out of that even a little bit, well, then you're done, you know, and it's just a runaway train. And something to remember is that gray is growth. And being able to move into that gray area is very difficult, but it's necessary for long-term success. That's why I don't call if somebody calls my program a challenge, I'm like, no, it's not a challenge. We're building a foundation for the rest of your life. Okay? I forgot how good this was. I think my favorite is the sag mushroom. Sag means spinach. So I love Indian food, and when I was teaching in Australia as a teacher, I taught in an area with a very high Indian population. So the majority of my students, were Indian students, and they would bring their lunch, and the kids ate lunch in the classroom, and their lunch, I'd be like, is that gobi? Is that chana masala? Is that roti? And they're like, Miss, how do you know that? I'm like, yeah, they were pulling out all the stops though, and their food would always smell so good. And it made me miss this place so much. Fear of counting calories. I have a bag of potatoes. Perfect example. Let me take a fuel up bite before I slide over there. Behold, a bag of potatoes. So, this bag of potatoes says, one potato, it says 110 calories. Okay, sure. So you're telling me that this and this are the same amount of calories? That's what you're telling me? Oh, and guys, are we kidding? On top of that, not only that, but on top of that, this good old calorie counter can have 15% error. They're allowed to have 15% error. So let's run some numbers on. So 15% of 110. I'm gonna pull out my old math skills. Well, let's do this. What is 10% of 110? Well, we have 110. The decimal is at the end right now. In order to get 10%, you're gonna move it one time to the left, which means that 11 calories is 10% of 110 calories, okay? So I have 10%. How do I get that last 5%? Well, I know that 10% is 11, so 5% must be 5.5, which means when I put these together, 11 plus 5.5 means that 16.5 is 10% of 110. And if that's not true, then it's a really good thing that I left my job as a math teacher. So, let's see. Oh, she still got it. So 16.5 is 10% of 110, which means that the actual calorie count of a medium potato, whatever that means, could be 110 plus 16.5. So it could be 126.5, or it could be as low as 110 minus 16.5. Some more mental math. Let's do it together. 110 minus 16.5. When you added the 16.5, it was a little bit easier, but now we're subtracting 16.5. Okay. 110 minus 10, that gets you down to 100. Okay, good. Now we have another 6.5 to get rid of. Well, you can get rid of 6, and that gets you to 94, and then you take away 0.5 and you're at 93.5, which means that one medium potato could be 93.5 to 126.5 calories. And what even is a medium potato? So the fact of the matter is that you're wasting your time calorie counting. And even if, you get the stuff that is predetermined, you get something in a box, well, you shouldn't be eating something in a box if you want to not count calories. And that stuff is off by 15% anyway. And on top of that, what a calorie is at its very core is the amount of energy required to raise the temperature 1 degree Celsius of a food. Okay, what's the next one that people usually say? Fear of carbs. Ha! Let's talk about it. I'm dropping food all over my white sweater, by the way. Carbs make you fat. They don't. The process of turning carbs into fat is known as de novo lipogenesis. This is the process of converting carbs into fat. People say carbs make you fat. So that means if I eat carbs, it will put fat on my body. This is what people think. The process of turning carbs into fat is known as de novo lipogenesis. This process is extremely inefficient in humans. Animals like pigs and cows, they're good at it, but humans, trash. The metabolic cost of converting carbs into fat is just too high. It's too high. It's about 30% of the calories. And your body's like, no way, Jose, when converting fat into fat is only 3% of the calories. So your body does not want to store carbs as fat. It wants to burn the carbs that you eat. When I eat this, it wants to get burned. This is why they say athletes and runners need a carbo load, because carbs get burned and they need that energy to burn. Every single one of the hundreds of trillions of cells in your body runs on glucose. Anything that ends in ose is a sugar. So the fear of sugar, people say, oh, I'm afraid of sugar, or I'm addicted to sugar, whatever, sugar. They don't even know what sugar is. Just a molecule. People will also say, oh, I eat a potato, I get on the scale the next day and the scale's up. This is what we call scale monkeys. They hop on the scale, they hop off the scale, they hop back on, they hop back off. There are so many factors that go into your weight. And it is impossible. People say I ate a potato and I gained 2 pounds the next day. It's impossible. That is the laws of thermodynamics. It would be wild if that was the case, but that's simply not the case. Your weight is a reflection of so many things. Intracellular water, extracellular water, glycogen stores, hydration levels, the amount of food that's in your stomach. Have you had a bowel movement? Have you gone to the bathroom? There's so many factors that influence what the number on the scale is. And don't be a scale monkey. This is why in my program we have a system for weighing yourself, because if you just weigh yourself willy-nilly, left, right, and center, and then make up these superstitions about what your weight is, you're gonna be in big trouble, honey. This is gonna be a big bite. 1000%, not all of this will end up in my mouth. I probably could have another plate, but we're gonna have dinner later tonight, and I just baked like a bunch of Hawaiian sweet potatoes, and I want to be able to enjoy those. And just because you could do something doesn't mean you should do something. Once the food stops tasting good, that's when I stop eating. And I have all these gorgeous Hawaiian sweet potatoes, and I want to be able to enjoy those. And I also want to have more Indian food later and enjoy it. And hunger is the best sauce, you know what I mean? I don't think I'm gonna have as much rice when I have this later. I just don't really like rice that much. It's fine. I love sushi. But like, just doesn't have much taste, you know? Manju, you killed it though. Okay, I need another utensil so that I can, you know. You guys like my mukbangs? This is the spoon I used to serve myself with, and I will use it as a shovel. I think the last time I had Indian food was when my boyfriend and I went in Boston, 2019. Man, when were we there? Probably like October. Yep, definitely October. Wow. That's a long time. You know what's nice about mukbangs? Is like, I can just kind of chill. Finishing up my chana. I wonder what masala means. Masala. Oh, it's just pulling up Indian restaurants. Because I know garam masala, but it has to be more. It can't just mean spice. What the heck? Masala meaning in English. No, masala, Hindi to English. Someone help me here. Does it just mean spice? I really wanted it to mean like Earth's flavor. That would be good. That would be good. I don't think it means that though. So good. And the best part is that I have more of it in the fridge. Honey! Yes. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video.